Here we have lot 246 in our Fine Japanese Art Auction on June 12th. Friday, June 12th, beginning at 1 p.m. Central European Time. And here we have a truly spectacular lacquer piece by SHIBATA ZESHIN, who is arguably the greatest lacquerer of all time. I would certainly say so. He was an absolute genius. And this box here exemplifies exactly why he was such a genius. We can see it is a KOGO, a circular KOGO. It's an incense box. It's signed to the back here in beautiful characters, ZESHIN. So this signature is also very much the same he uses on his best works. And we have a mixed array of techniques, and they're used with such precision and such imagination that it is almost mind-boggling, I would say. So we have vertical strips here of mother of pearl and pewter, which resembles a window, a barred window, and for which we can see just below the surface of these inlays in wonderful togidashi, which is one of the most difficult techniques here, completely flat and polished away. We can see DAIKOKU, who is relaxing and taking a smoking break. Furthermore, we have some takamaki enriched with also some very, very thinly cut sheets of mother of pearl on the ivy, which overgrows the design here. So this is the design, which is absolutely perfect and also in perfect condition. But when we look at ZESHIN's other works, and he always used to kind of a tongue-in-cheek play on designs, and I remember there's one where a little rat actually scurries off, I think it's a tuba, and steals the second half of his signature. So these are like little things that he did. But here we can see in the museum comparison that there's an in-row actually, which has the very or near identical design. And we see on the in-row, we see a little rat in the same barred window looking out at the DAIKOKU taking his smoking break. On our piece, we see this window, but we see no rat. So I think the idea is here, we are actually the rat viewing DAIKOKU. So it's basically his design viewed from a completely different angle, which he very much liked to do. And I think the auction comparison is in fact also one of these windows and also worked in togidashi. And we can see here a price of 50,000 euros for this. His in-rows always do very, very well at auction. And for some reason, the smaller lacquer pieces don't quite achieve this result. And I think this would be an excellent opportunity for any collector to get an absolute masterpiece by ZESHIN at the same level as any of his in-row for a reasonable price. Here our estimate is very, very low for ZESHIN, I think, starting at only 5,000 euros, a high estimate of 10,000 euros. So definitely a good time to bid on this piece.